Hey everybody, this is Travis or T-Carp for the Sasquatch Awareness channel and the Scott Carpenter YouTube channel as well. So we are, I'm so grateful for everyone and thank you guys for being here. We're going to continue reading the Sasquatch Awareness Project. Now, in the last one, we had, we talked about the warnings for women, and that was a great video. If you haven't seen that, check that part out. I thought it was really great. This one we're going to be talking about Sasquatch repellent for campers. We're going to be talking about that and how to kind of repel them. We're also going to talk about motion sensor lights, taking dogs with you, and stuff like that. So this is going to be probably a super quick chapter, okay? All right, so getting into it, Sasquatch repellent for campers. Tips and suggestions that can help keep the Sasquatch from coming into your campground or to your camper when you venture into the outdoors. Trail cameras. Trail cameras. In my opinion, other than the spiritual rebuking, trail cameras are the best and most economical deterrent for the Sasquatch. Trail cameras are now relatively inexpensive to purchase. The Sasquatch have the ability to see in the infrared spectrum, and this gives them the ability to locate the cameras instantly. The Sasquatch are sensitive to infrared light and have a well-documented history of avoiding trail cameras. In my experience, because of this, the Sasquatch will avoid trail cameras almost 100% of the time. The number of cameras you'll need will depend on the size of the camping area and what type of camping you're doing, like tent, cabin, camper, etc. So this is a good example of how you would start to set up what's known as like a trail camera fence or a lighting fence. So let's say you have a small campground. You would set a camera on a camera on a camera, okay? And like Dad said, so let me try to like get a little bit deeper into it. So trail cameras use what's known as infrared light to work. That's how they can take the pictures at night. Infrared is a spectrum of the light that our eyes can't naturally see, but cameras can pick up. My thought, Dad's thought, and multiple people's theories are that the Bigfoot can detect this, and that's why they highly avoid these trail cameras just about at all cost. So it's just a great kind of reverse psychology for them for when you've got an issue and you want to set a barrier around yourself. For a single tent, 3 to 4 cameras should cover the area. You need to arrange the cameras to form a fence, like I showed you, to form that fence. This would consist of a camera watching a camera watching a camera. The drawing on the previous page illustrated that setup. If you are camping in a large area or have a camper plus other shelters, you may need to use 5 or more cameras to cover the area. Most trail cameras have a range between 30 and 40 feet. The following drawing illustrates a setup with a larger area to cover. So again, the larger area is going to be you've got a camera on a camera on a camera. Just to remember, have them all facing kind of the flow of direction in one way, so that makes sure you get the full coverage. You don't want 2 cameras kind of facing each other that way. You want the flow of the camera to go that way. That's a mistake that you don't want to make, and to have kind of a hole in that fence. The average cost of an inexpensive trail camera is $25 to $50. At the time of the Dad writing this might be a little bit more, just depending, The key is to make sure you have no gaps in the fence. Me and Dad thinking the same way here. Projector lights or battery operated lights. Another method of deterrence is to set out holiday projector lights for camping, like the LED battery operated lights work the best. The snowflake or the flake patterns give the best coverage. Place the lights facing toward the woods or foliage, making sure that the overlapping coverage and there's no gaps. The Sasquatch are extremely reluctant to walk into the patterns, and I think It would also expose the outline of a cloaked subject. That's a pretty good thought. So if something's cloaked and you're still kind of shining that light on it, it would definitely kind of mess with the cloaking mechanism, maybe throw a shadow. That's a really great thought. I hadn't thought about that. These lights are less expensive than trail cameras and provide a cost-effective alternative. The products can be found on Amazon or your local retailers. The average cost is $12 to $20 per light. And below it is an example of how to place the projectors. So, all right, so let's take a look at how to place those. So you've got the camping area and you've got the projected lights shown here. So, and they're just kind of, you know, you're just shining out at the wood line, okay? That is how you could effectively battle that if you didn't want to do the cameras. So not a bad way. These are, you can also do motion sensor lights or battery operated lights. Excuse me. Motion sensor lights are extremely effective in deterring the Sasquatch from appearing or approaching the area. The lights use the same technology as the trail cameras to detect movement. The system is called passive infrared sensors, or PIR. You'll notice that, or you'll see that. So it's passive infrared sensors. The Sasquatch are very sensitive and aware to PIR and will avoid it. The products can be found on Amazon, local retailers. The average cost is $18 to $20 per light. And you should place the lights in a similar pattern as shown as the projectors. The number of lights a person would deploy should be determined by the amount of coverage each light provides. It is important, regardless of what type of lights you're using, projectors or motion sensors, that you leave no dark or uncovered areas. You don't want any gaps in the fence. The Sasquatch are extremely intelligent and will take advantage of any unlighted approach into the camping area. These methods can help the Sasquatch from coming into your camp or up to your camper or tent. Please understand, this may not stop the Sasquatch from making displays of loud noises, stick breaking, stomping, etc. outside the perimeter of the lights. So, you know, this has gotten to the point like, hey, we know that we're in the area, we don't want them, here's how to battle them. Take your dog/dogs with you. Dogs, big fan. Canines can sense danger and warn their owners. Canines also have an acute sense of smell, hearing, and sight. When a Sasquatch approaches, dogs will react with barking, whining, hiding, etc. They will warn you and usually exhibit odd or agitated behavior. Dogs have that sixth sense. You know, they have that they know what's going on type of thing. So again, and they can just feel things and smell things and hear things much better than you can, especially out in the woods. Dogs can be extremely valuable, warning the owner when the Sasquatch are nearby. This will allow you to be on alert or better move out of the area. No method is 100% foolproof. Amen. No, let me read that one more time. No method is 100% foolproof, but the ones mentioned in this chapter have a proven track record of being effective in my experience. All right, here is something pretty daggum cool. All right, this is the white Sasquatch captured on Tellico Lake in East Tennessee. So this is captured on East Lakeshore Trail. This is very close to where I live, where I hunt, all that stuff. So Bigfoot are in this area. So this is a picture of a white Bigfoot, okay? Looks a little interesting here, but if you look at that, that's the blown up. You can see the face, you can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and that, my friends, is a photograph of a white Bigfoot that Dad captured on East Lakeshore Trail here in East Tennessee. So some people will say, oh, that's hocus pocus, that's a crappy photo, all that. Okay, cool. Here's what it's not. It's not faked. If you were going to fake a photograph, it would be a heck of a lot better than that. So do with that information what you will. The next series, or the next talk, we're going to talk about coping with Sasquatch encounters, how to kind of do it emotionally, how to kind of get, not necessarily over it, but like you said, cope with it. Understanding that you're not the only one dealing with this, that it can happen to anyone. And then we're basically going to conclude the Sasquatch Awareness Project after that reading, and then we'll get into some pretty awesome stuff. We're going to jump right in to the Sasquatch DNA study, and that's going to be pretty badass. Excuse me, bad butt. But I think you're going to absolutely love that. That'll get into the real science behind this. The fact that we have found Sasquatch DNA, we have all the proof in the world, and just modern science just chooses not to believe it. Anyway, guys, stay with me. Thank you guys so much. If you'd like to contact me, you can at tcarp1616@yahoo.com. I do have a few products that some folks are sending to me that I think are good ideas. I'm going to review them on my tcarp channel, but I will put links in those links at the end of it. If you'd like to purchase those items, I would get a commission from it. It helps. I like making a little bit of money, and I appreciate you guys so much. Love you guys. Thank you so much. God bless.